My name is Beston. I live in Cape Town. Also, I do delivery. Interbet helped me to realize my dreams. Now I have my own delivery vehicle and I'm able to do the removal in and around Cape Town.
A very good day and welcome to the GTV studio, where Sheldon Peters and I are going to take you through the 8 races that are carded for the race meeting to take place on Sunday, the 25th of September 2022. We're at Hollywoodbets Greyville and we'll be on the turf track. 8 exciting races, and it gives me great pleasure to introduce and welcome Sheldon to the studio. Sheldon, are you well today?
Yes, very well, thanks Warren. Nice being on the show. Looking forward to a tremendous day's racing. And being back on the turf, it's going to be absolutely magnificent.
Certainly is. The turf here at Hollywoodbets Greyville, as always, looking outstanding. Let's get going because we've got an action-packed show. There's interviews, reruns, and information from Sheldon and myself. Let's go to the first race, which is the Amadoda VIP Maiden Plate. It's going to be run over 1,000 meters at 25 to 1, 12:35. It is the first leg of the bipot. And at the early time of recording, early Saturday morning, scratched is number 2, the Proprietor. As we say to you time and time again, please check your scratchings, check your jockey changes, equipment changes, betting moves, all those important information as you inch closer to race time. But at the time of recording, scratched is number 2, the Proprietor. There was an interview done with Craig Hudie from the Michael Miller stable, Paul Matchett, and Peter Muscat. So let's listen into this package and we'll come back to you shortly.
Captain Spirit, he's run 2 nice races so far. He's well drawn. Around the turn at Greyville could be his only sort of negative, but he's been working well, and I think he'll definitely run into the quartets there.
Yeah, last survivor, he last run was a bit disappointing, but we're trying blinkers for the first time, bit of a wide draw, so expecting some improvement to come. Yeah, Smith & Wesson, it's his first run for me. We haven't had him that long, but seems a pretty lazy horse in work, so not showing us fantastic work, but the horse is very well, and if he repeats his last run, must be a big runner.
Axel Collins was a little bit disappointing on debut. He did pull up a little bit shinny, but those have settled now. So we're hoping to see improvement from him on Sunday.
Thanks very much to the trainers and jockeys at times and all those that assist us with their comments and their feedback, because it certainly is worth it. Sheldon, the first race, although Smith & Wesson and King's Spear are very well tried and have the form to be very competitive, this horse of Mike Miller's, number 1, Captain Spirit, keeps me very interested from gate 1.
Has to keep you interested. If you look at that first run, he injured his left flank, so you draw a line through that when he was not disgraced. The second run, he showed a lot of pace over the 1,200 meter trip. He's got the 1 draw. You heard from the stable, first time around the turn at Greyville, there's a 2 meter false rail. He's the type of horse on his last run. He showed pace up until the last bit behind Eredivisie. I think the 1,000 meters are going to be right up his alley. So value-wise, number 1, Captain Spirit, definitely worth throwing into all the equations. Now, when you look at the betting, number 4, Smith & Wesson is 13 to 10, had the 9 runs, and number 6, Ice Kingdom is 8 and 10 to 1. And if you go to that Stevie G run, there's a 4 kilogram swing in the favor of number 6, Ice Kingdom. 1,000 meters dropping to this trip. They've tried him up to 1,400. I just think number 6, Ice Kingdom, and number 1, Captain Spirit, could be the main dangers to number 4, Smith & Wesson, and then looking for improvement from number 12, Path to Freedom, from the Garth Puller stable.
Yeah, Garth Puller's stable. His horses are consistent, and there's been runners to winners out of that form line. So number 12, Path to Freedom, can certainly improve to make his presence felt, and might be one to include for trifectas and quartets. Okay, so numbers from me in no particular order: 4, 3, 1. Sheldon's touched on 1 and 6. The value could lie with the 1 and 6 with the value, and obviously the horse 4, Smith & Wesson, looks to be the most obvious, and Path to Freedom to really respect for trifectas and quartets. Nothing else really to add for the first. You happy with those numbers, Sheldon?
Yes, happy with those numbers. I think we've covered our bases. Number 5, Buster Keaton, back from another break. A horse who's probably got abilities, but a few little quirks.
Okay, that's the first race, the Amadoda VIP Maiden Plate, the first leg of the bipot. If you're a bipot player, or in actual fact, if you're any player, your first bet for the first race will need to be on by 12:35.
It's good fun. Days like these are great. You get the whole industry together. And to have, companies and corporations like Interbet and Cape Racing who are so generous with sort of time and energy into making a day like this possible is it's fantastic for everyone.